Look at that. Look at that with 1 second left. Got in there right on time. Good evening, everyone. Hello. Hello, hello. And welcome to the Gigi Naturals Homestead channel. I'm Gigi. I'm so glad to have you all here today. Thank you so much for being here. James Franklin, first one in the room. Hello, how are you? Good to see you in the chat today, sis. Hey, Gigi girl, what's up? Hope you're doing well and all that. I am doing wonderful, doing wonderful. Thank you so much. Please drop some nines in the chat. Let me know that you can hear me, that you can see me fine. Everything is well on your end. All right, let me see if I can find the stream myself so that I can pin this link for our special guest. We have another special guest today, guys. Hello. Hi, Lavender for Luck. How are you? So good to see you in the house today. Welcome, 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 family, to Gigi Naturals Homestead. Say hello to our special guest, Beauty in the Garden, at the appropriate time. You are amazing, Lavender for Luck. You are amazing. If no one has told you that today, let me be the one. You are amazing, and thank you so much. I appreciate all you do. Let's see. Yes, on your way in, please hit the thumbs up on your way in. Hello. Pit Stop Kitchen and Garden. Hello. Good to see you today. Glad that you are here. I can never, for some reason, find my own stream. There we go. Got it. All right. Let's see. Oh, I can see our special guest in the background. She's in the green room waiting on us to get ready. All right. Hi, Roots to a Garden. Hello. Hi, Lisa Washington. How are you today? Welcome. It's so good to have you here. Mad Acre Farms. Hello. How are you? Good to see you in the chat today. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. So, oh my gosh, I still forgot. Sam, the Weekend Garden Show, sent me this pencil that I won off of her giveaway. And again, I forgot to bring the pencil to show you guys because it is like an eyeliner pencil. I love eyeliner. And so once you finish with the eyeliner, then you can plant the pencil in the garden. I have to show it to you guys, but I totally forgot it yet again today. So I'm going to make sure that I put it right with my laptop for the next time I go live so that I can be absolutely sure that I shout out the Weekend Garden Show. Thank you. Have been working today. Oh, I hope everything is well, Pitts. Hello. Janaki, hello. Hi, welcome. So good to see you in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. LaShonda Bowers, hi, how are you? Welcome. Hello, Lisa Williams, welcome. So good to see you. So without further ado, let me bring up the beautiful, the incomparable Beauty in the Garden.
Hi, everyone. Hi.
How are you today,
How are you doing tonight?
I'm wonderful.
Can you hear me?
I feel
good.
Great. It's been a great day. It's been beautiful here. Did you all get some of this wonderful weather? Because it was perfect here today.
74 here. Nice.
Yeah. That's what we like.
I know that's right.
That's what we like. Hello, Canadian Proud. Hello, how you doing? Just came from watching your IG live. Oh, I'm so glad you were able to catch that. Thank you so much. Hi there, God's Construction. How are you? Welcome. So let's talk to Miss T today, guys. Let's talk to her.
No, y'all,
So
I'm nervous, okay? I don't know what it is. Pretty
don't
nervous.
don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Listen, this is a peaceful channel. It's a whole bunch of love over here. That's what we exude over here. I mean, look at the chat. Look at the chat.
Let's see, I got
That's all. You see hearts all over the place over here
oh,
because it's all love.
hello.
It's all love. It's just family over here. So don't be nervous. Don't be nervous at all.
See everybody. Canadian Pride, Get Outdoors, Pit Stop Kitchen and Garden, G Mama Girls. Hello.
Yay, yay. Hey,
Hello.
Sunday Backyard Farmer.
So,
All right. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, T. All right.
let's get into
So
it.
if introduce yourself, introduce your channel, and let us know what grow zone you're in.
Okay. So I am in Grow Zone 8A in North Carolina. I have a small kitchen garden that I enjoy. It's my peace. It's my sanctuary. To most of us, it most likely is. I live in North Carolina where the weather is very mild. It's like an up and down, so I don't deal with too much snow or anything like that. So our weather here is pretty decent. As far as gardening, I just enjoy. That's just everything to me. I get to do it all day. So yeah.
Okay, okay. So tell us a little bit about your gardening background. Like, where did all this come from? Where did this start from? And let me get you real quick. Let me get you straight real quick. Now, you called your garden. Now, I have been watching you for some time now, and you called your garden a small kitchen garden.
Yes, I
But
do.
some of the things that we have seen grow in your garden speaks otherwise. Small, okay, yeah, it may be your backyard, but the amount of things that you produce from that one property, it's impressive.
Oh,
It is
thank
really, it
thank
is
you.
seriously impressive.
I think it's small. Okay, so if you ever like, if anyone ever had came to my property and seen it, they were like, "Where's the garden? Where is it? Where is that?"
Really?
Yes, it's
I
that
I
small.
feel like I get every time I look at one of your videos, especially when you get out there and you start working that garden and you start to put in new things, I feel like I still have not seen all of your garden because you're like, okay, the back garden is here. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I thought the back garden was somewhere else. I
It is.
recognize certain spaces, and then it's like just recently you came out with a whole nother space, and I'm like, wait a minute, where did that come from? And I've been watching you for a while, so you know, I don't know
So
the
all
small
my
kitchen
garden,
garden thing.
it's hidden. It's really hidden. I utilize the space that most people probably wouldn't use. So
Okay,
if you walked out my back door, you see no garden.
really?
You see, and so I utilize my whole fence line. So like the back garden is literally behind my shed. Our our garage back in the backyard is
Mhm.
literally that whole L is behind that space that is kind of dark. Don't have full sun. It's kind of part sun, part shade, but it works because I get that 6 hours. So 6 hours still means full sun. But a lot of people think full sun is like 10, 12 hours. No, 6 to 8 is full sun. So I utilize that amount of sun that I get to be able to grow those things right behind where you don't get to see. So you wouldn't be able to see it at all. And
Wow.
then the side garden is in the nook in between where my garage and my home sits. It's in that cubby. So when you walk out, you don't see any garden.
And I believe that that's what has happened. I may have seen the side garden with you doing
Uh-huh.
some different stuff there, and now it's making me feel like I've seen an entirely new place.
I
And
made rooms. That's what I did. I made rooms within the garden. So I tried to, since I live in a subdivision and a lot of times it's a flat slate. So I try to make different rooms. So like when you look at my herbs is up on my fence. It has my herb rack. Then if you go on the side, then I have my little L shape around the shed. And that's like my little shaded slash summer garden. It's like, so it's like that in between garden where it's like just enough for me. And then in the main garden, that's what I call it, the main garden, because that's the original spot that I started. And that spot right there has all my goodies and where I get to sit. And then by the greenhouse, it's up against the fence in the greenhouse. So you don't
wow,
really see. So I call that my side garden, my back garden, my main garden, my sand pit. So I utilize each room differently for certain things. So that's probably why it seems bigger. But believe it or not, my boxes are only a foot and a half wide.
wow.
Yes.
But I
So
guess that makes it really, really easy to plant and to harvest, though.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Because just like if you with my tomatoes, how I have it
Hmm.
up against the fence.
Hmm.
So I'm able to utilize the structure of my fence to support my bamboo stakes,
Okay.
right? So I'm utilizing that space. So I push those tomato plants all the way up against the garden box, and
Okay.
then I can plant peppers in front. I can plant onions in front of them. So I can plant so much within a foot and a half.
Wow.
I remember discussing about root structure.
Hmm.
Everything has a different level of root structure. So I try to level out how big, how massive is certain root structures. So with tomatoes, you can plant a tomato really deep. So
Hmm.
that means their root structure, I can plant a foot deep, right? So it's going to utilize that area. When my peppers will only need about 6 to 8, so they don't never connect. And then with onions and garlic, the root system probably gets no more wider than that. So
Right.
I utilize that space, and they only get probably about 3 to 4 inches. So that's how I utilize small space gardening. That's why I said I have a small kitchen garden, but I utilize each level of soil space, and that's
You
maximized.
definitely you definitely do the maximum. You do the maximum in the space that you have, because your harvest sometimes, when I would see your harvest and I would see a a squash, one squash. I saw your niece holding this squash, and the squash was like bigger than her. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like I'm floored. I'm just floored. And
my
I
God.
love the variety of things that you plant in your garden.
Mhm,
Now you utilizing the space in
mhm.
relation to the root structures the way that you do, is there a name for that, or is there a
I
name for
don't,
it?
I don't know. I no, I
Okay.
don't know. I just always, when I did research of like, if I grow something, I always try to figure out, well, how big is this root system? How big is this root ball?
Okay.
Because if the root ball is too massive, then it's going to need to spread out. Some root systems spread out, some go straight down. So I
Wow.
always like Google it, and you be like, let's look at this plant and its structure within itself. And
Wow.
that's how I determine rather not where I want to put something or plant something. That's
And
how I.
so and that's a part
And you,
of.
so people say, well, certain plants aren't companion plants. You hear that all the time. I don't think it's not companion planting. I think it all depends on the root structure. I
Okay.
don't think it determines what the plant is. I think it determines what the structure of the root system is. That determines rather not that it's going to be successful.
And that makes
That's,
perfect sense. It
I hear
makes
people,
perfect
oh, you
sense.
can't plant tomatoes and peppers. Why not? I'm done
I do.
forever. I've done it forever. Like I hear people say that a lot. I don't know if you heard it before. Like people say, "Oh, you can't plant this next to this, or it'll take away from this." Or I've never had those issues.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, bravo, bravo, because you do an amazing job. You do an amazing job with the space that you utilize. And I would have never known if you had not said that today, I would have never known that you can't see your garden from your back door. I'm assuming that when you walk out that door, it's kind of like mine back here. Like you can see all the beds kind of stretched out. And yeah, I knew you utilized the fence line and all, but I felt like with the amount that
Food.
you produce so much. And I'm like, okay, she is like really using that yard. She is using it to its full potential. And I
No,
absolutely love it.
I love grass. He loves his grass. I don't mess with his grass. But lately, I've been doing a lot of research. I've been touching bases with turf and elevated lawn, and getting some research on because I have centipede grass, and I've been reading, and it's very finicky. So I've been trying to help out my hubby grass on the slide. So, but that's his thing. He don't want me to touch his grass.
Yeah.
So Mama
Yeah.
ain't touching grass.
Yeah, yeah. In the beginning, Eco Neighbor was very like that. He was very much like that. He did not want me out there messing up his grass because it's just beautiful. And we have this really thick St. Augustine grass here. And
Oh.
look at Eco Neighbor talking about that grass. But we have this thick, beautiful St. Augustine grass that grows here because this backyard is, partly shady as well. And so it grows really well back here. But yeah, he was like, you need to find somewhere because you're taking up all of my space. I can't see my grass anymore. You got all these boxes all lined up out here. But I think the more he saw the benefit, of having that fresh food here, and when they pockets stop hurting some from buying all that lettuce, spending $40 a week on lettuce, grow it yourself.
$40.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, $40. I can't
listen,
40 on the lettuce.
it was crazy. It was crazy at one point. It was really crazy at one point. So
See, that's why I said even my sand pit, I put normally I'll put like 4. I actually do container gardening, which if you ever watch like my peppers, all my peppers were in like the other peppers, they were in containers. Like right now, I done set up something new today, and I have over 26 containers.
wow.
And those are for my peppers. And I have maybe 15 pots, 5-gallon pots set up for my squash that fans out versus my squash that goes up. So
Okay.
that's how I maintain like a lot of stuff. I kind of like things in spaces, like where
I
I
can
put it,
tell.
where it's part of the yard and
You
not
so
where,
organized.
girl,
You
I
so
have to.
organized and you're so
I
creative.
try.
You
I try.
are. You
I
doing that.
try.
And
Cause you imagine
somebody.
you look at a big zucchini plant in the middle of my sand. That's how I envision it, right? So
Yeah.
I got 4 pots in a cluster, and it's like a big half moon of just vegetables.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I see it. I see it as like this big cloud of vegetables that I could go out and be in my hammock and say, you know what, today I'm gonna cook me a zucchini.
Yeah.
That's how I enjoy it. So I like to
I
put
love
things
it.
part of the landscape.
I love it. And I know from your site, I had to have this. I had to have it. The patty
I
pan
love it.
squash.
I love
I,
it.
I just had to have it because I
You
had
have to.
seen so many people grow it. And then when I saw yours, I was like,
Uh-uh.
oh, that's different.
Mine,
Like that's different.
I get them where I had I had ordered some before, and I had to
Uh-huh.
save the seed. And what happened was actually mine actually got crossbred with a soft butter like golden zucchini, right?
Mhm.
So instead, it always stayed white. It did not turn, but the texture did. So instead of it
Mm.
being that hard, when it gets big and gets tough or really starchy, it doesn't. So I had to save that particular one because
So that's what I got.
yes, that's what's in those packets. Those are my seeds.
I know, but I'm like this, but I got that right.
I, yes, yes, you got that. So
Nice, nice.
I had to. So I had one off that plant. I literally had one off that plant, and it was just so good. But I can tell from the other plant that I had that did was further away from that zucchini, it
Mhm.
wasn't as soft.
Okay.
It got really hard, really tough when it got big. But that one right there did not. It was so buttery when it got big. I said, "Oh, seed
Wow.
saving." So when I got four big ones. Literally, I saved every seed. Saved every seed.
Okay, so when I plant these, am I
Hmm.
going to I'm gonna get what you got, right?
Yes. Yes.
Possibly.
You should because that's what I told you. It's been cross pollinated with that zucchini, so it's definitely going.
Okay.
It stayed white even when I planted it last year, and it came
Uh-huh.
back out the same way.
Okay. Great.
And
Great.
that's why I planted them further apart. Like I literally
Okay.
put them 3 and 3, so I can kind of keep
Okay.
them from cross pollinating as much. So I wanted to keep it that way. So I really been trying to make sure that I don't do that because I want
Okay.
certain things. So definitely that one definitely yes, it's yummy.
So, so can you talk a little bit more to cross pollination?
Uh,
Um,
I hear a lot of people say this about cross pollination. Oh, it's not going to be true to its, you know, the species of plant. Nothing ever will be.
mhm.
Nothing ever will be. You got a bee monitor. Please tell me if you do. If you can
Mm-mm.
go and find out if that bee went from this squash down the street to this squash, please let me know if you can. Because it's never going to be nothing that we're going to have. It's never going to be in controlled situations unless you like have a straight warehouse
Mhm.
and that's all that's there. Because the bees come and go. You can
Right.
determine whether or not that bee is going to cross pollinate or not. That's how I
Right.
see it. You get what I'm saying? I don't have a
Absolutely.
bee tracker. So
Me either. I missed mine. I guess Amazon sold out before I got a chance to go and find mine.
because you look, because to me it's just like you're never gonna know like if a plant gonna cross pollinate with whatever. And I
Hmm.
just it's just natural for a bee to pollinate squash plants or
Hmm.
a bee to pollinate plum trees. That's what they're designated to do. That
Okay. Okay.
particular, So it's never gonna be like a designated. Oh, don't go to that zucchini because I want that patty plant. You know, it's not that. So
Yeah.
I hear people say that all the time. So I even feel like even people who grow seeds for big farm in industrially, to
Hmm.
me, if you have a big old field and John Smoke down the street have a small crop, the bees ain't gonna say, I'm not gonna go to John Smoke's crop and I'm gonna get his pollen too, and I'm gonna come pollinate these too. Like, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? It's not gonna be a true designation to how that particular seed is gonna come out.
I got you.
You
I
just
got
wanted to come out the same, some which way, like it was. You know what I mean? So I hear,
yes.
I don't, I feel like that's one of those sketchy things with the cross
Okay.
pollination thing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we've been talking about everything, and so I wanted to bring you on today to talk about some best seed starting practices. So tell us about, all right, so I guess my first question would be, what is your favorite method of starting seeds so far that you've used? Your favorite.
I don't have a favorite.
Okay.
I don't have a favorite. I think it all depends on my mood. So
Okay.
like this, my mood is like I want to grow where I'm eating like 85 to 90% out of my garden, and I want to know for sure that I'm gonna get it. So I did the bagging method this year. I guaranteed I see that germination. I don't want to have to wait to not see the germination. So normally it was just like, you sprinkle, you wait, you pluck, you pick, and then you up pot it. But this year it was just complete bagging method. It was just
That-
I wanted to know for sure how many tomatoes I'm going to have, how many peppers I'm going to have, where they're going to go. That was my main thing for this year. So like last year was just like, you know, doing it the regular way. Just go ahead and put it down and on the soil and make sure it's where it's supposed to be. Is it 1/4 inch or half an inch, kind of thing, and just put it on the soil and cover it and water it in. But this year was straight bagging method where I pricked it and made sure that I was going to get the return that I wanted.
I got you. And that is actually my favorite method of starting. So
Oh,
so what other ways have you
hold
attempted?
on, G. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Be
go
right
ahead.
back.
Okay. Hey y'all in the chat. Hello. Hey, Rain and Love. Hello. How are you? Yes, welcome everybody, and please hit that thumbs up. Hey, Love Notes, how are you doing? Love Notes said doing things differently to see something come to fruition. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Hello, Creative Girl Homestead, how are you doing? Hello. Yes, I love the bag method too because I'm nosy, and I get to see exactly what's going on. So I love it. I absolutely love it.
I'm back.
All right, ma'am. Hey, Belly
So I
Acres
did want
number three.
to, I wanted to show you something. I want to show you
Sure.
guys something. And I don't think I ever mentioned this. Ever. No, I didn't. So throughout the years, this is what I do. I determine where things go. I literally determine how many. Let me see if I can find the camera here. I literally draw out my whole everything. So this year I changed it up. See, we see in the garden there 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look at things like this, when I plant, I write out how many. Literally, that's the fence line. How many? What variety is going to go where? So I literally
Mm-hmm.
take my time and place things where I know where they are, how many I have. And this year was a very, what I'll say, the last couple of years, we have had some issues. So I wanted to make sure that food security was in the bag.
Yes, I love it. I absolutely love it. And you know what? I am so like I'm very, very spontaneous. Okay, that is just like
Uh-huh.
me by nature. I am
Uh-huh.
not a creature of habit. Like I don't do good with getting up every morning at a certain time, or I'm gonna wash dishes at this time, or I'm gonna cook at this time. Like the spirit just has to hit me. So I,
Got
I'm,
you.
I'm
Whenever you're in
it's
the
just
mood.
not in my nature.
Whenever
So
you're in the
this
mood.
year, for the very first time, 2021,
Mm-hmm.
late 2021, for the very first time, I did that. I drew out
Uh-huh.
my garden. I sketched everything out and determined where everything was going to go for the first time ever. And I was so
But
proud of
that
myself.
makes you feel so like secure with your
Yes,
spacing, what you're going
yes,
to, what you know you're going to have. I hear a lot of people say, "Oh,
yes.
I wish I could, I wish that it can't, it will, automatic, it will." I look. Sometimes my plants die. If they die, guess what I do? Or if they look funky, they gotta go. They
Yeah,
gotta go.
plant some more.
I don't like
Plant
to
some more.
baby no plant. I'm not baby no
Yeah,
plant. I got
yeah.
about you normally if you order some kale pack or something, you're gonna end up with about 300 seeds. I'm
Hmm.
not about to baby that one plant because I'm gonna go pop it
Right.
again. I,
Right.
I want my outcome. I want my outcome. So by the time I keep nursing this plant and nursing this plant, I could have had a nice strong one on the way. Go ahead on
Yes.
out of my garden.
Agreed. Agreed. One of the things I did this year was when I started my seed, um, I had everything inside
Uh-huh.
initially,
Uh-huh.
and it was doing great. Everything was growing great, and then we put the house on the market, and I was like, I can't have all of this stuff in here. I got to push it out. And so when I pushed it outside, it was like it was too hot. It was
Oh,
too hot, and it
oh,
stalled all of my seed. And
oh.
so I had these big dreams.
Did it stunt it or did it burn your leaves? Which one?
No, it just stunted them. And no matter what I did to them after that point, I would have maybe one that would be a standout, and
Mm-hmm.
it would overcome whatever obstacle was there. And I would take
Mm-hmm.
that one and I would use it. But the rest of them, everything else, it was like, nah.
What did you end up? What did you end up planting?
So most of it was broccoli. And I should have gotten
That,
the lieutenant variety because the lieutenant variety is very, very hardy and it'll deal with our heat. I had some lieutenant variety that went from the fall of
mhm.
2020 all the way to the summer, still
Uh-huh.
producing, still giving us broccoli. And then once it
Mhm.
got to the point where I think the heat index was like well over 100, then that's the only thing that just kind of took it out. But otherwise, like the other broccolis, they'll bolt in a heartbeat. Like it's just 70, I don't know, maybe 78 here.
Uh-huh.
And the broccoli that I have out now is
Mm-hmm.
bolted already.
Oh,
so so the only one that could really withstand for a period of time, like our summer
mhm.
heat, is the lieutenant variety
Another
that
one that
I found so far.
is the Romanesco will handle your heat.
Okay. Okay. I
That
have to try
one,
that.
the temperature is nice and warm,
I
nice
have to
and
try that.
little
I think I have
wet.
some of those seeds. So I definitely have to try that. I have a lot of new things, but being that we were going through this process,
Mm-hmm.
um, I I kind of planted the stuff that I know would get big and bushy and pretty and all of that. And
Uh-huh.
I just kind of let it did its thing and just kept it looking as neat as possible. So we have a lot of collards out there right now. We have the onion growing. We have the purple cabbage growing. We have different types of kale. So we have the red Russian. Um, we have the green curly triple
I
curl
that
kale.
the lacinato and the green curly is my favorite. The
Okay.
the scarlet kale is not so much my favorite. The
Okay.
purple one. Um,
Okay.
I don't I don't know. It's so kale's already a strong, you
Yeah.
know. So um I like it in a salad, but when I cook it, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, we harvested so much stuff that
Uh-huh.
we actually left some of it outside overnight.
Uh-huh.
Literally forgot it. Forgot that it was sitting there in a big basket and we left it
Uh-huh.
outside overnight. So when I got up in the morning and I
You're
looked out and I
fine.
was like, I could see from my kitchen window, I was like, what
Uh-huh.
is that? And I thought about it, that big basket that I had it in, that was some more of the kale. So we have a freezer full of
Full.
kale right now. And still growing, still producing, still doing well.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's when we start, and a lot of, like, the majority of the stuff I started from seed because I
Uh-huh.
just like to grow from seed. There's just something about seeing it.
Babies. I call them
Yeah,
plant babies.
yeah,
Yeah. I like my
Just
plant babies.
something about seeing it pop up that just does it for me. So
My plant babies. I keep
yeah.
so I have a flat here of my little plant babies. So
Okay, okay. Hey, Rainbow Green Hands, how are you? Hey, Lion Crest Family Garden, how are you doing?
my
Hey,
little
Liv
plant
Farmer, how
babies,
you doing?
my little plant babies. I love my little
Liv
plant
Davis in
babies.
the house. Hey, GT Junior, how you doing?
Hello, everybody.
Welcome. So good to see you guys in the chat today. So, so what's your favorite? Do you prefer to grow from seed? Do you ever buy any starts? Do you ever buy any starts at all?
I haven't bought any starts. I buy onion starts.
Really?
I buy no, not really. I don't. Not really.
Okay.
I like I said. I prefer. Like I said, these are my lettuce tray. Is I
Yeah.
have I no, not really. No,
Okay.
not really. I do. So I have onions actually growing, right?
Uh-huh.
And the other day I went and bought onion starts. Even though I have onions, it's just
Yeah.
something. Um, just if I want to have that um different levels of, hey, this one's already ready, this ain't ready yet, but I like to get
Yeah.
my onions. I love onions. I can use onions every day, so I can't get enough of onions. So
Us too. Us too. We
I
we
love.
love the red onions, and
Oh,
I've had some in the beds for a while now.
mm-hmm.
Probably a good 9 months out there. So starting to kind of see them pop up finally.
For four
Seeing
for $4 at
uh-huh.
low, well, no, at Home Depot. For $4, you get a massive cluster of onions. So if anyone don't can grow no onions,
You're
it
right.
is well worth not buying it offline. Just
Yeah.
wait till they get into your store and buy them then. Because for $4 and some change, I'm telling you, you get about this much, a, a lot.
I
You want me
think
to bring up the
mine
show?
has maybe 100, maybe.
It's
Let me see
about.
if
See, that's why I say you got to see. That's a seed start. I'm gonna be right back one more again.
hey there, Belly Acres. Let me see if I have my onions in here. I have to find a better system because if I open
Okay.
this, whole lot of
Okay.
stuff gonna
I'm
be
in.
on the floor.
We right back. We back. We back. We back. Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
So if you look how many onions here.
Oh, see, I always grow from the bulb. I always
I
grow
don't
from like the little red bulbs, and I think I get like 100 in the pack.
see. I don't like those because they already too dormant.
Okay.
You get a ton for $4. And how
And
much is a
and you
pack of
found
seeds?
those where?
At Home Depot.
Okay.
And this is the Bonnie. I got the Texas sweet and the Georgia sweet.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
So I think it's
Okay.
well worth um the money. Think about it, you pay for a pack of seeds, you're paying roughly what, 269 or something, I think it is.
Too
So for three
much.
dollars and something, you already got the plant, no work.
Right.
So
Right.
that's
Right.
why I feel like even though I grow the seeds as
Mhm.
well, I still go and I still purchase the starts.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. So, I was about to ask you. So, what are your other ways, for for the newbie gardeners, for those people who are just getting started? There are a lot of them. There are a ton of them who are just getting
Yeah.
started. So, what are some of the other ways that you typically seed start?
So like I have these small trays here. So with this, my lettuce tray, I just went ahead and just sprinkled the seed onto each little top cell. Okay. And then I went behind that and gone ahead and scissor clipped them out. So when it's time to go ahead and plant that, you just pop it out, put it in the ground. And it's so much better to do it this way than trying to, especially if you're a beginner gardener, you don't want to mess up the tap root. It's
Mhm.
best to try to just scissor cut them from the, clip them right on out and just keep the one that's the strongest in that cell and just prick that out and then put that in whatever container or in the garden, wherever you want to place it. That would be your best bet. And it's easier that way than you don't got to destroy the root. But see, I do the pricking out method where you have to be very gentle
Okay.
and you making sure that you place it without destroying it. So I wouldn't recommend a beginner gardener to do that quite just
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
So,
Okay. One of the things that I experimented with
uh-huh.
was using a mason jar in
Okay.
order to start. So I
Mm-hmm.
basically just left it moist on the
Uh-huh.
inside,
Uh-huh.
not wet, just moist on the inside. Put some
Mm-hmm.
seed down in there and close the top.
Uh-huh. But is this how they do when you do micro greens? It's the same thing. You just enough water and they will sprout. Um, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do microgreens in a mason jar. If you want to do like small sprout.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. I think the only microgreens so far that I have grown
Mm-hmm.
myself was just sprinkle them on top of the soil and
Oh,
just
good
spritz them
choice.
down, kind of thing, and then just let them grow from that point. But I love trying just different ways,
Mm-hmm.
like different conditions,
Mm-hmm.
seeing what will just grow by just throwing it on the ground, just trying different things, and I think that's important for the new gardeners to know. um,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
I think
if
new gardeners they overthink it because they want to
yeah,
be successful right then and there. I think that's what
yeah,
makes it so stressful for a new gardener. When
yeah,
I have so many seeds that's growing by that prep table that fell, I ain't did nothing to them. They just
yeah,
like, and
yeah.
when I look at them like, oh, you doing real good. So where my shovel at? I'm gonna go put you in the,
Right.
let me go ahead and
Right.
go put you in the garden. So
Right. And they tend to one of the things that we always talk about in the G tribe is that sometimes you just gotta leave stuff alone.
that's all. Just
You got to
leave it.
leave it alone. Like, don't over mess with it, because when you do, then they don't have an opportunity to really show you what they can do. And
Mm-hmm.
so, that's one of the things that I tell beginner gardeners is don't over bother it.
Yeah.
Just,
I
plant it, water it,
it's very easy
and
though.
walk
It's
away.
very easy. It's so easy because it's like you want to see it. You want to know. You want to know now. Like, are you going like I remember when I was young, my grandmama had a so she had a rolled okra and I was like, oh man, oh, it's a flower on her okra. Oh yeah. If my grandma knew that I knocked her bud off her flower off her okra plant, but it was so I was like so intrigued. I kept messing with it and it fell off. That was the only flower she had at the time when it was growing. And I said, I hope
Right.
my grandma didn't know I knocked her flower off her okra. But I
Because
was so curious. I can imagine like with new gardeners who never ever been around gardeners.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you're gonna poke and pry because you want to know, you know,
Yes.
especially
Yes.
if it wants to turn brown. I can't even.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I know I touched everything, and my little one,
Mm-hmm.
I had this strawberry. It was the first time that I had ever grown strawberries. This was back in, had to be like '05. Let me see, maybe like '06.
Uh-huh.
And so that was my first time ever growing strawberries. And
Uh-huh.
so the strawberries were out there, and I was like, why isn't this strawberry growing? Like, I had corn growing that was like 8 foot tall and all of this stuff. And this little strawberry plant had me stumped. And I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with this strawberry? And so um the I kept feeding it, and then
Uh-huh.
it pushed out a strawberry.
Okay.
And I watched that strawberry every single day. I watched that strawberry. And one day went outside, and I saw my little Gigi over there,
Uh-oh.
and she was chewing. And I was like, what in the world is she eating? She was like one. She was like a year old. Saw her chewing. And I was like, what is she eating? And the big girl said, your strawberry. She had gotten the only strawberry that we had. And I just had to walk away. I was like,
You didn't get another one?
not another strawberry. It was
Oh,
the only one, and she was the one that got the spoils of the war that I had
at
been
least you
fighting.
know, at least you know it was good.
It was delicious because she certainly enjoyed herself with that.
Yeah, at least you know it was good. She enjoyed it. Ain't even showed you.
Nope, nope. Didn't come and show me. She just went
No,
ahead and pulled it off. So little Gigi been harvesting since she was one. Okay.
that's what I mean. I love seeing the babies in the garden. I love it. I love it. I
Yeah.
love seeing little ones in the garden. It's like so precious. It reminds me, like I said, when I was growing up, I was always behind my grandmama, you know, just instigating to see what she doing, or
Yeah.
so it's just
Yeah.
I think it's amazing to see children in the garden.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And they now, even now, they bring their friends over,
I'm
and their friends are just amazed, like, whoa, like your mom is a real farmer. and and so
oh,
we they love it. They love it. And so they get out there, and last year they got out there and they did the hot pepper challenge. So they were eating on hot peppers,
oh
and my
wow.
husband would would talk them into trying like the habaneros and stuff like that. And I'm
Oh,
like, why on earth would you listen to Eco Neighbor? Like, why? You
they,
know that he's gonna do something. He gonna set you up, okay, with these
right,
hot peppers.
dry heat. That habanero is some dry heat.
Woo!
And
You
see,
know what?
I made I have maybe 2 jars that I've had for about maybe 8 years, and
Mhm.
it will eat the metal off the lid. And I kept it because I use it. I put it in a spray bottle. I make the pepper spray. They burn your eyeballs right out your head. So,
Yes,
so
yes,
I,
yes.
I keep it. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
we
some.
have a lot of them. I dried a ton because we got a ton of
Mhm.
habaneros and also cayenne peppers.
And it's
And
good to
so
into your garden. Like if you have like squirrels and stuff like that like to mess with your garden, dehydrate
yeah,
it and you know sprinkle it around the bases of the outside of your beds and stuff where it will
yeah,
deter them. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
smell like.
And it really does. There are certain things that they don't mess with because we will sprinkle some cayenne in a heartbeat. And so we went over, and so one of the things that I made was a mango habanero
I
sauce for wings.
I remember that.
The flavor is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like the habanero, there's something about that flavor that is just simply
Like
incredible.
what? Like a jalapeno jam.
Mm,
Yeah, that's good too.
I love we got a big jalapeno pepper plant last year, so I got and it actually still has a few on there. You know, they're nice and red now and kind of starting to shrivel up. So I'm gonna pull them off and pull those seeds out of there.
Yeah.
Um,
It's nice to be in Florida.
yeah, I love it because we get to all year, like we get to grow something all year round. So, you know, I would
That's
tell my husband, he was like, "Would you leave Florida?" And I'm like, "No, no," because
no.
I get to garden all the time, and it's just what I love. I love to do it. So,
I remember
yeah,
husband, we went to Florida and I would look at all the little tropical plants that they will still have, and I'm just like, oh wow, this is
yeah.
insane. How much
Oh,
stuff
you
that
know what? That just reminded me that you grew elephant ears. I saw you
oh,
install elephant ears back last year.
no, I'm on
And
camera.
so,
Right there.
how did they do?
Oh, amazing, amazing,
Okay, good,
amazing.
good.
I have they died down, but I can tell that the root ball is still pretty.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's
It's
improved.
fine. Trust me. It's
But
fine.
uh, my little one, my little one is here.
Yeah, I see her. I see her. Hey, little
Mm-hmm.
mama.
Yeah, showed out. Ready here to show y'all a show. Huh?
Listen, we understand. We understand. And the majority of us in here, we've already been there. So
You know
we
what?
understand.
I'm glad you mentioned that though. I like a lot of people don't know that how many fruit trees. I think if somebody had said, "Wow, I didn't know you had fruit trees."
Tell us.
I have a ton. I have what? I have two plum. I have two peach. I have one fig that I'm gonna do some cuttings on. I have two grapevines. I have a couple of blueberry trees. I have blackberries, raspberries, two different varieties. Which I just grew some more strawberries. And I have two avocados growing inside my grow tent. I have a lemon tree, which I really need to go ahead next time Led does another thing with his trees. I'm gonna have to get one that's going to produce because I grew that lemon tree from seed and it still has not produced
How
lemon.
long?
About 5 years now.
Okay. And what kind is it?
It is a ooh, you gotta help me out. It's a big lemon. Oh,
Ponderosa or
that
minor?
it's
Ponderosa?
it's a big
Okay.
joke. My
Okay.
um grapefruit is as big as it can get, but it's a lemon. And
Oh, okay. Okay.
I grew that from seed, and I have not yet to. I have yet. Oh, little mama, bug. I have yet to get a lemon.
Okay. 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 Now,
So does that
well,
kumquat? I want one,
yes,
and I
kumquats
want.
are incredible. And I have got to have like a huge variety of kumquats because they are incredible. Um,
Oh,
I
you show
let
up
mine
that
stay
big old
on.
grapefruit.
Okay, so I was going to tell you now the ponderosa, because it does get so large, that tree has to get big enough so that it can actually hold some fruit.
Uh
That's the
huh.
same thing that happened with the pomelo, because
Okay.
the pomelo fruit gets like this.
Uh
It
huh.
can't have wimpy little branches. It has to have branches that are really, really thick.
Uh
And
huh.
then when you have multiple pomelo fruit this size,
Oh
you have
wow.
multiple on one branch. Imagine how strong it has to get.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of massive, huh?
yeah, it took 5 years, 5 or 6 years
Uh huh.
in order for it to push out fruit because it had to get strong enough so that it could hold that big fruit.
I see, because you got a ton of citrus. You have a ton of citrus.
Yeah, and we're not done.
I know.
We're not done with the citrus.
I saw a recent video. You're shopping for trees. So.
Yeah. We kind of have to, because like I just love citrus. I always have loved citrus, and my husband does too. And then the children picked it up from us. So we are like, we're literally, once our Myers, like our largest Meyer, it was the first citrus tree that we got here at this property. And so when that started producing within like 2 years. So it wasn't like a long time at all. It went ahead and start producing at that second year that we had it in the ground. My Eureka is producing the first year. Like it hasn't even been in the ground a year yet. And it gave me fruit, full size fruit the first year. I had no idea that the fruit was even on there.
That is so
until cool. One day I was doing a live, and I was doing a tour, and I discovered that that young plant had 3 lemons on there, and they were so super strong. We loved it. And we, like, from the time that it gets, our Myers get a decent size, they're still green, but we're eating them already.
Oh, so really?
Yeah, so that's why at this point, we maybe have 4 or 5 Myers on the tree, because we've been eating them practically since they got big enough.
Normally, people tell you like the fruit trees, you don't get nothing until the following year, like the second year, or you know. So that's pretty cool.
Not necessarily. And we never buy the really big trees. We just buy, the 3-4 foot trees.
See,
and
with those little packs, the what they call it, a whip, just a plain old.
They're probably a little bigger than the whip.
Yeah, that's probably not produced, because the ones that's in those bags are in those little boxes.
Yeah.
That's probably the second year or so that you get some fruit.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I guess in a way you get what you pay for. Because
and then
that you pay like $30 for versus a tree that's in a bag that's probably 8 to 10.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Right. Very true. Yeah, you're probably gonna wait a little bit longer. If you were to get those, the $8 to $10 ones, the little bitty sticks. Yeah, you're probably gonna wait a little bit longer, but we'll typically buy the ones that are around 25-ish. From the big box stores. And once we put them in the ground, and we feed them, like they're gonna give us fruit.
So would you grow? Do you have any apple?
I have not a red delete, a Macintosh so far. So I had a pink lady and the Macintosh. The pink lady died.
Okay.
And so now I have to locate another pink lady. So I'm hoping my Tractor Supply has another one this year, so that I can go ahead and grab that pink lady, because I definitely have to have that pink lady. So far, out of all the apples that I've tried, it's my favorite. So
okay, so you're in Florida, and I know like most apples like that cold weather. That's why I was asking, did you grow any? Because our family had a little discussion about maybe moving to Florida. So I feel like I wanted to know a little bit more about what I have already, and would I be able to relocate stuff and be able to, being able to have the things that I want. I really want
And you know what? I saw this guy in Texas. And that's what encouraged me to go ahead and get my apple trees. Because when we lived up in Georgia, I had a couple of apple trees up there, but they got left with the property. We didn't get to realize any of the fruit. So when I got here, I was like, it might be a little bit hotter. So I started doing some research. This guy over in Texas was like, man, look, I'm growing apples like it is hot as some toenails out here, and I am growing apples. And so he encouraged me to go ahead and get my apple trees. And then, hey, they're selling them right down at the Tractor Supply. So I was like, oh, all right, let's do it. So I didn't
Yeah.
order them from anywhere or any of that stuff. I just got them locally right here at my Tractor Supply, and my Walmart will also sell them. So
think I purchased maybe 4 trees from Tractor Supply, and I think this was my apple delish. Then I ended up buying another apple delish from Walmart, but that was in a pot. But I did get the one peach from Tractor Supply, and it came in a bag. They had the bag at the bottom,
uh-huh.
and they are massive now.
Mm-hmm.
Massive. Now I bought that placed those last year, and I recommend it because it's like there was like what $15 or something in there.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Yeah.
that expensive? Wasn't
Yeah.
that expensive?
Listen, I had them hanging
And
out the window.
all mine is containers because when I leave up out of here, I ain't not getting my trees.
Yeah, yeah. We I
Everything.
have them hanging out the window and everything. We ride down the road, and and I'm just driving. I don't care about people looking at none of that. I have trees all over the place. Every spot that I can get them in my vehicle, they going in there, whether you got to hang out the window or not. I'm like, baby, we'll be home in a little while. It might take us about 20 minutes to get back across, but you're going to be all right.
Look, I want my trees. So all my trees, literally, everything is literally in a container.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not leaving out one tree on this property. Nope. So I'm gonna take mine with me.
Yeah, I was kind of upset about that because I left my that was the first time I had an orange tree as well. So I left that one up there. I was like, man, I did not want to leave my tree. But I was like, just to leave it. My husband was like, babe, I'll buy you another one, whatever. So I left the tree, and now that we're here, we're back in Florida. I'm just like, I am going wild. I am going wild with citrus, and that's pretty much what I have done up until this point. And now, when we close on our property, it is going down.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Because it's an investment. It's an investment. It's a timely investment. It's a family investment. A long-term investment. So you don't want to leave your fruit trees that's bearing fruit.
Yes.
That's how I
feel. We're gonna do our best. We're gonna do our very best to take some things. I was like, look, I don't care if I have to tie a rope or pulley or something to the truck and pull that bad boy out of the ground. But my tangerine tree is coming with me.
Lady, you got to get some cuttings. You get your cuttings so you can have little babies, little orchard that you can get your little babies going.
I don't want to wait. Because the fruit.
You take your other one with you, but you're getting a bigger property.
Oh yeah.
Get your other baby going so you can have your whole little.
I got an air layer already off of that tangerine, and so the air layer is doing well. It produced. It held 99% of the fruit, and it did well. But the big tree, the fruit on it this year was so nice and sweet. And every year it has gotten sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. And so I'm like, yeah, you got to come with me. If I have to hook you up and pull you and drag you, you coming with me. So, yeah, I can't.
I'm like, look, hey, Paul, Tom, whatever. I'm not leaving my tree. You see that tree right there? You come get that. I need my tree. Fine, we gotta find somebody to get my tree. And I'll do it, hey, you're not leaving my tree.
Okay, I know that's right. I know that's right. So we're supposed to be talking about seed starting. Listen, this is why I love these, because like we be all over the place.
Hey, we still up in the same segment here.
Still some some vital information,
Yes, produce our own food.
So talk a little about your seed starting mix that you use. Tell us how you make it, what you put in it, etc.
So I normally just start off with a bale of peat moss. Start off with a bale of peat moss, and then I'll get maybe about 4 bags of plain topsoil. I add with that ratio, I normally add like maybe a half a bag of worm castings. And then I go and I add some of my existing soil to the mix as well, because you want your plants to still get used to, because once it breaks into that ground, you still want to still have some of that what you naturally gonna grow in. Yeah. And then add some perlite and some vermiculite into keep it, the aeration into the soil, so it'll be able to drain properly and not be really hard and compact. So that's just basically make my starting mix.
Okay. And so at what point do you start, I know you put some things in from the beginning, but at what point do you start to feed your trees, maybe compost tea or whatever it is that you feed your trees, or Miracle Grow, whatever you use?
Once they get onto their true leaves, then I want to fertilize my plants.
Now say that again. Say that again for the newbie gardeners.
So when your plant gets on their true leaves, it means that's their secondary leaves. And so that means that those are the mature leaves. The 2 leaves that come out are not the mature leaves. That's just to feed the plant. And at that time, all the plant would need is those 2 leaves to provide for itself. And those 2 leaves will die off. And now it is time for you to feed that plant, because now it has its true leaves. Was that good?
Yes. I want them to really understand that it's not really as complicated as it seems, but there are a few things that you should know that will definitely help you to have much stronger plants. Like for example, one of those things that I love is the way that the tomatoes have all of these little hairs. The potential for roots are incredible, and I always put them as far down, even with, this is me, and it has worked for me. I put them as far down, my tomato seeds as far down into the container as I can. And so when they come up, I don't have to repot them. I don't have the skinny, wavy, I have like real thick stalks, because they have fought their way from the bottom of that container all the way up to the light. So
I put on the structure of the plant.
Sorry?
I look at my tomato plant and I feel like, so say if it's leggy, then I would look at the leaves. The leaves determine how deep I'm going to bury my tomato. So if I feel like the leaves on my plant are very, very strong, that means that root system, they're going to push through, because they're eating whatever they need to do. They got it. But when the leaves are very faint, look very ashy or very dull, I'm going to bury that tomato a little further than the other one that has that dark, lush leaves, because that means that plant is not gathering what it needs. So to have more roots, I'm going to bury it. Bury it a lot deeper than the one that is already nice and stocky and ready to go. And so I kind of just determine that, and I go ahead and I strip it. I strip the whole stem up to maybe 4 to 6 main leaves. All the rest, I will remove every leaf out there.
Okay. Great. Because that's so important to know, because there are so many people who grow tomatoes. It's almost like that first time gardener, you gotta grow tomatoes. There's just something about first time gardeners growing tomatoes. I feel like the radishes are just like the super simple, and that's what I tell people to start with. Like, start with some radishes, because you can put that thing in some starting medium, or you can put it directly in the soil, and you're going to get great
Uh-huh.
results off of those radishes. And like, it's never failed me
Oh,
at this point. So
uh-huh.
so tell us. All
So
right.
like
So
my
before we
I like
leave,
to actually my radishes out. Then actually putting them seeds in place. I like to actually transfer mine out because I feel like sometimes you can lose the soil from it, and if you lose the soil from the base of that radish, it will not bulb out. It will actually stay.
wow.
And oh, that's another thing I meant to ask you. Remember we were talking about the when your plant got stunted. Normally with a brassica, if that stem gets starchy and it turns purple, it
Uh-huh.
got hard, and that plant is most likely going to be stunted because when it turns that purple color, it's gotten hard. And
Mm-hmm.
as it grows, when it finally grows, it'll split. It'll crack right down the middle, like split right open. That's why I was
Mm.
asking. When you see that, when you go to the store and you guys go and get a start, if you look at that stalk and that stalk ain't pretty nice, lush green, do not get it if it's purple or have the
Oh,
sheen.
that's so important.
Do not get it because the stem has gotten so starchy.
That's
It
so
don't want to
important.
expand anymore because it's old.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
when it does expand, it cracks and the plant eventually just dies.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That very, very, very good point. Very good point. Carbon Q, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Carbon Q, since I met Carbon Q, she has just been she's a part of the 2A community, which is, the right to bear arms, defend yourself. She's a
Oh,
part of that community. And so ever since I have met Carbon Q, she has been here. She's been here. She's been in every live. She's always got something positive. She's always speaking to people. So thank you so much for donating to the channel.
right.
Everything,
Arms.
and listen, guys, all of the funds that come to this channel get put right back into this channel. And this is the way that I send out, seeds and give away gifts and all of this type of stuff. So thank you. That means a lot. I really appreciate you, Carbon Q.
Right to bear arms. All right.
Yeah, girl, we love that.
Hey,
Girls love guns too.
hey. Yeah.
So, all right. So before we
It's
leave,
necessary.
questions. Put your questions in the comment box for our beautiful guest, Miss Beauty in the Garden. Hi, them
What we got?
groceries. Put your questions in the chat for Beauty in the Garden, because I know you all have some. I know y'all have some. Put them in the chat. So, while we're waiting on the questions to come in, T, um, you are a small business owner.
Yes.
So tell us about your small business.
Oh, I have a natural hair care line. Everything that I do it right here. Right here where I'm at. You probably can't see all my everything. This is my work space, and this is where I get it done at. So I have down to hair creams, down to hair oils, down to bath, down to soap, down to even selling my own seeds. So it is this is it. This is Beautee. I
I
had
love it.
this before, and I told them that's how Beauty in the Garden got its name. I actually did a intro about that. Beauty started before Beauty in the Garden. So,
Mm.
so when I started, my hair care line was in 2016, and so when I started YouTube, I was like, what name? What name? Garden. Right. Well, Beauty. Okay. I'm T. Okay. Beauty in the
Wow.
Garden. I'm
Love it.
View by T. I'm T in the garden. So it's
I
beauty in
love
the
it.
garden. So that's
I
how I
love
really
it.
understand for the brand. So I really,
I love
I really
it.
enjoy both.
I absolutely
I
love it.
enjoy both. And thank you for your support and purchasing my wonderful items.
You are you just don't even know how super excited I was to see the seeds pop up. Because listen, oh baby, I got the hair oil already. Okay. So this is the hair treatment oil. And let me tell you guys the ingredients because I love all things natural. All right. And I want to know about what's going on in my products. So castor oil,
Um,
grapeseed oil, olive oil, apricot oil, jojoba oil, vitamin E. Come on. Come on. How much
yeah,
better does it get than that?
it
It just
took,
does not
and
get
with
any better than that.
it took me.
And excuse me, T. Excuse me, T. I wasn't done. I wasn't done. Excuse me, T. Excuse me, honey. Excuse me, honey. Because we got to talk about the smell in the air. Oh my goodness. No joke. No joke. Like, seriously. It is amazing. And I told you before that I can't use anything else on my scalp. My scalp is so sensitive. Like the older I got, the crazier my scalp got. And it does not like anything. It doesn't like anything. So tell the people what your website is so that one of the moderators can put it into the chat.
www.beautee.com. View by T. Yeah. So
Yes. So you can get your seeds, you can get your natural hair oils. And
so
what else?
I gotta send you something else. Well, I actually gotta send your husband something. So
Okay.
our men's beard line now. I
Uh-huh.
have the beard balm and the beard oil, and my hubby, he loves it. He loves it. I Christmas time, I've sold out, and it's crazy because the guys was like, "What is in this?" Literally, and I was so shocked because I played with it. I kept playing with my skin. I kept playing with it. I'm like, no, I don't like that. This is like with the hair oil. I kept playing with it. I'm like, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
like that. I'll put it on the strand here, and I'm like, no, I don't like that. I don't like how that felt. It wasn't enough slip. It wasn't enough shine. It wasn't enough protection. Like and then I'll put water on it, and I'm like, nope, it's not sealing. Nope, let's do this way. This way. I need to add a little bit of this. And literally, it took 2 years to come up with
Mm-hmm.
that treatment.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I was a loose natural for about 4 years before I locked up.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay.
so and baby girl over
Well,
here has hair on that head.
I
You see
saw
that
it.
girl?
Oh my
And
goodness, I saw it.
and she's like straight up mama's guinea pig. Like, come here, girl, let me see. You know? And
I
she be
love
like,
it.
and I'm like, oh, I don't like that. We gonna toss that. We try something else another day.
When you sent me the picture of her hair, I was like, wait, where's the kid? Like, where's the baby? There was
All right.
just so much hair. So, I mean, that's a testament to the time, the work that you've put into making your products great. So, thank you. Thank you so much for that. And thank you
Thank
for offering that because I just can't use anything. I just it's some water and it's this oil that like that's my hair regimen at this point.
shampoo and conditioner. So once I get all the labeling and everything done,
All righty.
I sample.
Looking forward to it.
Tell
So looking forward to it. But guys,
you.
also be sure to support T in these seeds as well. I got the mesclun. Honey, wait a minute. You know I be getting crossed
And
up
all
on this
those
thing.
pictures
The
are
tryptophan
my
and the
garden.
mesclun.
Yes, all those pictures too are from my garden. Everything that you see on that site, those seed packs, that's all came from my garden.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely
try
love
my,
it.
But only
And we
I try
have
my
to.
best. I
We
try my
have to
best to.
support. Okay.
Huh?
We have to support. We have to support our sisters, our brothers in this garden. We got to support you guys. So make sure that you check out, see what she has on the, because look, we buying seeds anyway. So why not buy them from somebody that you know has integrity and somebody who actually comes around and who is supportive of a lot of our channels, you know? So show some love there. Show some love to Beautee. Show some love.
I
So,
like that.
any questions before we let Miss T go so she can take care of baby girl? Any questions before we go?
Oh, and thank you guys. I see all the little comments now. And I get to look down. I get to look.
Yes. Hey Calvin, how are you doing? Hey Chloe B.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Growing with Hudson.
I see. Hi, Lavender for Love. Let's see what we got.
Angel
here.
Loves Garden. Hello. Hi, Monica.
Let's see.
All righty, ladies and gents. All righty. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in, and thank you for just really laying down some wonderful, wonderful tips that I know we all learned something from you today. So really appreciate you being here and taking care of that little beautiful baby that you have there. Get her. She's just adorable. She is so adorable. But take care of your family, and make sure that whatever you do, like in the words of Eco Neighbor, whatever you do, just keep on growing. And just remember, guys, thank you for coming in. When you grow it, you know it. I love you guys, and I will see you all on next week. Take care. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, love.